has you in her arms, and breathe and release. Oh, breathe, release. Feel your eggs, oh, feel your peace, but just breathe and release. 'Cause the universe has your back. Stay still and don't react. Say thank you, mother, thank you, brother, thank you, sister, thank you, mister, thank you, divinity, thank you, insanity, thank God for my humanity. And just breathe and release. Oh, breathe and release. Through your angst or through your peace, you gotta breathe. Breathe deep. Oh, breathe, release. Just breathe and release. Go through the angst, go through the peace, but just breathe. Breathe deep. Just breathe, release. Just breathe, release. Just breathe, release. Inhale. Exhale.
Oh, GaiL. You're just so GaiL. That is just, if anyone else sang that song, I would say bullshit. But it's like, I know you so much. It's like, oh, I love you so much. So cute. Oh my God. So relaxed after hearing that. It's so GaiL, man. I love her. She's like the guru of GR. And the thing is, this is really funny. You're Go Girls, you're GR. I'm like a part of both of your things, and people always confuse them. Like whenever I'm talking about one of them, they think it's the other thing, and like it's so good that you guys just like say how your things are different? But they're not. Well, yours is Girls Rock.
Yeah. I think the biggest
Same difference.
Everyone mixes it together, and here I am sandwiched in the middle of G and G.
Right. I mean, we're not, Girls Rock and Roll is not as active as it once was, but I think the biggest differentiator, well, there was a couple things between what Madeline was doing and what I was doing was, at the time, Madeline, I think Go Girls, it was a lot of emphasis on sort of the singer-songwriter, that kind of thing, whereas Girls Rock and Girls Roll, like, our niche was really trying to bring exposure to women in harder rock, so punk and rock and metal and all these kinds of crazy things that women were doing, not really being represented. And I actually did some shows with with
that song right there.
Well, this is the thing. Like now, I'm the singer-songwriter. Like I used to have a band called G-Spot, which also I had to be gspotband.com because G-Spot was porno site. Going back to what we were talking about earlier.
You guys know how to drag attention.
So, yeah. So now I've gone from being like GR to being like more. I would totally fit now, right? So, and even my solo record that I did last year is all singer and songwriters.
Yeah, but it's so you, and it's such your path, and it's like so cool because you're just like doing it, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So, does your music heal you?
I think sometimes I would like, I mean, it's cathartic. I think always writing songs and music is a cathartic thing. So, and sort of a therapy of its own. But this song, when I wrote it, it just was something really special. I actually wrote the lyrics. I was on a sailboat because I live in Florida now. In January last year, last year, whatever it was, and last year. And I wrote these lyrics or this year. And I was kind of drunk. I'd been on the sailboat all day, and I was just sitting on the bow of the sailboat, and it's like January, and the sky is blue, and the sun is shining, and it's like the perfect Florida winter day. And I'm on my phone, and I'm all like, and then I kind of forgot. And then one day I looked at my phone, and I was like, wow, those are some really good lyrics I wrote. so I sat down and to write the song, and it just came out, and it just felt really, really special and like a song that was very healing, almost like a mantra. And I played it for a couple people, and they like cried, and I was like, this is a really like important song for me to do and to do right, which is why.
Well, you just did it really right.
Thank you. Well, that's why I'm in New York. Well, part of the reason I'm recording it here because I did a record down in Sarasota last year, and it was okay. It was a good exploration doing a solo record with me and an engineer, but I really miss my people and collaboration and my old band members and my old co-producer and vocal coach, Lorraine Farrow, and so I called her and said, listen, I have this song that I feel is really important, and I wanna come up and do it up there. So we started that process this weekend.
Good for you. Good for you. That's good. So you did come up from Florida for the weekend, and tell us what GRGR is going to be doing this weekend.
Well,
GRGR girl.
Well, I knew I wanted to come up to New York and hang out. So we, the core girls, what we call the core bands from Girls Rock and Girls Roll, we used to all tour together, and Rue was one of those people, and Michelle, who's here with us, and they were very instrumental in actually making Girls Rock and Girls Roll and all the tours and everything that we did happen when we
Because of you.
Well, and because of you.
But GaiL is so organized. Like I wish I had a little teeny bit of your DNA because, you're the one that gets it organized, and we each had a specific job, and we all really mastered our jobs, and it worked, and it was 4 people, and it was just perfect.
Well, I'd be happy to give you one of my Saturns. I have 4 of them, so if you would like one of my Saturn planets, so you can be a little more organized.
I love Saturn. Yeah, because I don't think I have any Saturn, do I?
I have to double check. I don't remember.
You used to tell me.
Probably not. I think you're like all Venus and Sun, like I don't know, stuff like that. So.
Something like that.
But so this idea came up with the girls of let's do some shows together. And actually, Marisa had also mentioned something to me. She's like, let's do some shows in the fall. So we all grouped up, and we're doing 2 shows this coming weekend. We're playing in Brooklyn at the Branded Saloon. So we call it Girls Rock and Girls Roll Reunited, and it feels so good.
And that's Friday. Yeah.
That's Friday, and then on Saturday we're actually playing in Bridgeport, Connecticut at 2 Boots up there. So, and in all our iterations as we are now, like I'm GaiL SiLVeRMaN, aka G, with D, my bass player Donald, and Rue, and then Michelle. Well, she'll talk about her stuff. But
And Marisa.
So we're all coming together and just gonna have some fun, play some music, and then so that was going on, and then the recording thing. So I actually ended up coming up and doing a lot of music while I'm here, which is
That's nice.
really cool. It feels like home. It is home for me. New York is home for me. So.
How long has it been since y'all done the shows? Because I remember the tours.
We did them a lot.
Well, the 10th anniversary I think was the last.
Was that the one at on Houston?
Yeah.
Parkside?
Parkside, yeah.
And that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was 2010. We did an anniversary show, and it was.
I remember. I had my hair extensions.
Oh, it was the 4 of us, and
I
then
love them so much.
we had a couple other bands that were old alumni that joined us, and so it was a big party. It was actually a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So it's 2 years, almost 2 years.
Almost, yeah.
Because that was
time for
December.
reunion.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we're doing 2 nights, so.
Or it was 2011, right? 2011.
Yeah,
2011.
it was
That's right.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
I remember it well.
Mhm.
That was a fun night.
That was a really fun night.
It was a really
Yeah.
good gig. So we're going to have fun this weekend.
We are.
We're going to party like rock stars.
Yes. Hopefully Michelle and I will be healthy.
Are you not healthy?
I woke up this morning with like the little scratchy nose and throat.
So just breathe.
And release. That's right. Well, I was saying to Madeline before we got on camera that I said I hope I don't stink like garlic because I'm staying up in Harlem and I went to this juice bar this morning and I said, what can you give me? And he made me a juice. It was like carrot, parsley, garlic, lemon, cayenne. I'm like, please put some apple in there. So, and I was drinking. I was like, wow, I'm really going to be like, I need to get a mouthwash.
Well, that's good. Well, I'm not going to kiss you like that. So it is
Oh,
National Nachos Day, my love.
Okay.
And they're gluten-free, we found out.
Okay.
So we need a skeleton. Do you have any Florida skeletons?
Florida skeletons?
Besides getting drunk on a boat and writing like a beautiful song.
I don't know. It's not that.
All right, tell us a better one.
You know what? Everyone's been talking about their childhood or their teen or tween, whatever.
Okay.
So I have a lot of those.
All right.
But
Share one of those.
the one that came up that I was thinking about was when I was about 13 and a half. I grew up in New York, and my mom was in Miami, and then my dad was in New York. So my mom had sent me to live with my dad because she thought she was going to find me, on the street somewhere. And so my dad was the president of Bronx Lebanon Hospital.
Where I was born.
Right. So Fred SiLVeRMaN. So he used to have, and we had this great house in Hartsdale, and we swear that some kind like a spy or something used to live there because it's all this crazy equipment and weird little rooms in the attic. But in the basement, he had this whole electric train system that ran through the house, and it would run through the house into the bathroom. There was like a little tunnel, and then out to the bar, and it was this whole thing. So my dad would have these cocktail parties once a year, for the hospital, and we'd get like cases and cases of booze. So,
Now we do.
I would grab a couple of bottles of like Jack Daniels or vodka, and I would hide them in the tunnel of the train tracks for my friends and I to drink later. And then I remember I think one of those bottles, my friend Carl Terry and I we were going to the King Tut exhibit with our school, and we decided to get drunk at 7 o'clock in the morning before we went to King Tut at the Met. And, so then we're at the exhibit and we're really tired, and we start sitting places that we're not supposed to, and you can't sit there. And we're like, so it was so
That's
great.
funny. So did you ever get found out? Oh, you haven't.
I don't think I got found out for that, but I did get my stepmother was responsible for indoor suspension at Edgemont High School because I got caught smoking pot.
Oh,
and
just breathe.
Right. I have a pass. And, it's catchy. See
So
that?
why do you sing songs like that now?
But yeah, so the school called her up and they said, we're suspending your stepdaughter, and she said, that girl is not having a week off at home. You can suspend her and keep her in school. Now they have this in Florida where I had lived. It was called CSI, but they didn't have it up here.
Oh, CSI. Isn't
Right.
that the TV show?
Well, I don't know, yeah, but it wasn't. But they didn't have it up here. So
CSI Miami, right?
my stepmother was like, oh no, she's not staying home for a week. No. So I had to go be in this room at school and
Like
be
the Breakfast Club?
yeah, kind of, but all day.
Were there any
For
cute
a
boys?
week. No. Although I was probably stoned, I don't know. Pretty much, I think in 10th grade I was pretty much stoned.
So the bottles never made the trains get stuck?
Well, we didn't really run the trains. Just all the tracks were still there, so we didn't really have the trains running. That's why it was a good hiding place.
Spot. Wow. So what's your website? How do people find you?
Okay, so I don't have a regular website at this point, but you can go to facebook.com/GaiL SiLVeRMaN, aka G. And from there, all my material from G-Spot and G is at cdbaby.com. You can search for it. And then I'm also on Reverb Nation. That's also reverbnation.com/GaiL SiLVeRMaN, aka G. And I'm on Bandcamp. So, but if you go to Facebook, I think you can link to different things. That's probably the easiest.
And then there's always girlsrockgirlsrule.com.
Yes, there is that. And so.
Cool. So anything else you need to say to the world?
Anything else? Just come see us this weekend. We would love to have you there. And, let's just breathe and release.
Yeah.
So.
GaiL.
I am also a yoga teacher, so it's not,
Do you smoke pot before you?
I don't really smoke pot anymore. Pot does weird things to my brain now, so I'm pretty much just a wino at this stage of my life.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. I love you.
I love
I'm
you
not
too.
kissing you now that you told
I
me.
know, we can't make out. I'm so sad.
All right. We'll be back.
Acupuncture, harmonious.